Imagine for a moment the humid, tangled air of Dagobah. The swamp, an ancient, living labyrinth, breathes around a small, green creature of immense wisdom. He observes a young man, frustrated, impatient, wrestling with the wreckage of his starship. There's a familiar spark in the boy's eyes, a restless energy that resonates with a painful echo. It is a spirit Yoda knows all too well. He is too old, Yoda declares, his voice a gravelly murmur, yet carrying the weight of centuries. Much anger in him, like his father, so he is. This isn't merely an observation, it's a pronouncement born from a deep, scarring wound in Yoda's soul. Luke Skywalker, a name that ripples through the Force with both destiny and dread, is the son of Anakin. And Anakin was Yoda's greatest failure, a catastrophe that reshaped the galaxy in shadow and despair. To understand Yoda's reluctance, we must journey into the quiet, often overlooked corners of his profound wisdom. He had witnessed the rise and fall of countless Jedi, guided generations through the intricacies of the Force. Yet one particular failure loomed larger than any other: Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one, the one he had seen the potential for immense good in, the one he had cautiously allowed to be trained, despite initial misgivings about his age and attachment. Yoda, in his deep experience, had failed to see the full, terrifying extent of the darkness that could consume such a powerful spirit, or perhaps felt he had not done enough to prevent it. The memory of Anakin's fall was not just a historical event for Yoda. It was a living, breathing pain that resonated within him, a stark reminder of how even the purest intentions could lead to galactic ruin. The betrayal, the destruction of the Jedi Order, the rise of the Empire, all of it a direct consequence of a path set in motion, in part by choices made during Anakin's training. And now here stood Luke, another Skywalker. The lineage was unmistakable. The raw potential, the impulsive nature, the flickering shadow of anger, it was all disturbingly familiar. To train Luke was not just to take on a new apprentice, it was to confront the very ghost of his past, to risk reliving the nightmare. The fear of repeating that failure, of unleashing another galactic catastrophe, was a very real and tangible burden on Yoda's ancient shoulders. Do not underestimate the Empire's power, he would warn. And perhaps he was also warning himself not to underestimate the power of history to repeat itself. It was in this crucible of doubt and past pain that another voice, ancient and familiar, began to resonate in the quiet of the swamp. A voice Yoda knew intimately, a spirit deeply intertwined with his own journey, the spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan, ever the gentle persuader, understood Yoda's trepidation. He had shared in the agony of Anakin's downfall, perhaps even more acutely. But Obi-Wan also carried a different kind of hope, one that transcends the pain. He appealed not to logic, but to their shared history, their enduring commitment to the light, and crucially, their collective hope for the future. He is our last hope, Obi-Wan's voice would resonate, a soft but firm insistence in Yoda's mind. He is the son of Anakin, yes, but he is also Luke. He is different. This wasn't a plea born of desperation alone, but a profound act of faith in a new generation. Obi-Wan understood that the war wasn't just against an empire, but against despair itself. To give up on Luke was to give up on everything they had fought for, everything they believed in. It was to allow the shadows of the past to dictate the future. The internal struggle within Yoda must have been immense. The cautious wisdom of centuries whispered warnings, echoing the pain of what had been lost. But Obi-Wan's persistent voice, coupled with the unwavering light of hope he represented, slowly began to chip away at the walls of Yoda's self-imposed caution. He had watched Luke, seen his compassion, his nascent connection to the Force, his longing for something more. He had witnessed moments that hinted at a spirit capable of transcending the flaws of his lineage. And so, in a profound moment of quiet contemplation, Yoda made his choice. Not out of certainty, for there was none, but out of faith. It was a powerful, transformative act. To choose hope, despite the deep wounds of his past. To risk everything again, not blindly, but with a renewed sense of purpose and belief in the redemptive power of the Force, and indeed in the potential of life itself. His eventual agreement to train Luke was more than just a strategic decision for the rebellion. It was a personal triumph over the specter of his own failure. It was a master choosing to believe one more time in the possibility of light, even when surrounded by the lingering shadows of past mistakes. This leap of faith, this willingness to confront his own painful history and yet still embrace the future, is what truly defines Yoda's wisdom. He understood that true mastery isn't about avoiding failure, but about learning from it and daring to hope again. It's a powerful reminder for us all, isn't it? That sometimes the greatest acts of courage aren't grand gestures, but quiet decisions to choose belief over bitterness and hope over the haunting echoes of the past. What lessons have you drawn from moments when you chose faith over the fear of past failures? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, consider subscribing or sharing it with someone who might need a little dose of timeless wisdom. Until next time, may the Force be with you.